Little Josie Duggar loses her life in horrific car accident. Duggar family in deep shock. A quiet morning turned into chaos. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For Duggar family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. It was a bright, peaceful morning in Arkansas, the kind of morning when life feels ordinary and safe. The Duggar family home stood still, the sound of birds in the distance, children's laughter echoing faintly down the long driveway. Nothing hinted that this day would become one of the darkest in Duggar family history. Inside, Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar were preparing for another busy family day. Josie Duggar, the youngest and once fragile miracle of the family, was cheerful and excited about a small family outing with a cousin. No one could have imagined that within hours, the family would receive a phone call that would change everything, forever. The miracle child. Josie Brooklyn Duggar was born on December 10, 2009, 3 months premature. Weighing just over 1 pound, she was tiny, fragile, and fighting for her life. Her birth was a miracle that captured the attention of millions of 19 kids and counting viewers worldwide. For months, Josie lived inside the NICU at the University of Arkansas for Medical Sciences Hospital. Every breath she took was a fight against impossible odds. Fans remember Michelle Duggar standing beside her incubator, tears in her eyes, praying for her baby girl to survive. Against all expectations, Josie did survive. She grew stronger, bringing hope not just to her family, but to every parent who had ever prayed over a sick child. Her story became a symbol of faith, endurance, and love. As years passed, Josie blossomed into a bright, playful young girl. She loved drawing, baking with her mother, and playing music with her older siblings. Every Duggar fan knew her as the miracle baby who made it. Growing up in the spotlight, Josie grew up surrounded by cameras. From the moment she came home from the hospital, TLC's cameras documented her every milestone, her first smile, her first words, her first day of school. Being the youngest of 19 children meant Josie was always surrounded by love and laughter. Her older siblings often took turns helping Michelle care for her, and the family's bond seemed unbreakable. But being in the public eye wasn't always easy. Over the years, the Duggar family faced numerous scandals and controversies that tested their image and faith. Yet through it all, Josie remained the family's symbol of innocence and resilience, a living reminder that miracles could still happen. Fans often commented on how much joy Josie brought to her parents' lives. She had Michelle's gentle heart and Jim Bob's adventurous spirit. She loved animals, often sneaking snacks to the family's cats or trying to nurse injured birds back to health. The day everything changed, it was supposed to be an ordinary Saturday. Josie was traveling with a cousin, heading into town for a small community event. They laughed, played songs on the car radio, and talked about school. But tragedy has a way of striking when least expected. According to early reports, the car they were riding in was driving along a rural Arkansas road when another vehicle, a speeding pickup truck, swerved into their lane. Witnesses said it all happened in seconds. There was a loud crash, glass shattering, metal twisting. By the time emergency responders arrived, the scene was devastating. The small car was mangled, the front completely destroyed. Josie had been sitting in the back seat, wearing her seatbelt, but the impact was too severe. Paramedics worked desperately to save her, performing CPR as they rushed her to the nearest hospital. Despite their efforts, little Josie was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. She was only 15 years old, the call that shattered a family. Back at home, the Duggar family was preparing lunch when the phone rang. Jim Bob picked up, expecting it to be one of his older children calling to check in. But the voice on the other end belonged to a police officer. The room went silent as the words sank in. "Sir, there's been an accident." Michelle's face turned pale. The family's world collapsed in an instant. The miracle baby they had prayed for, fought for, and celebrated for 15 years was gone. Within hours, news began to spread. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers gathered outside the Duggar home, leaving flowers and candles. TLC issued a brief statement expressing condolences and asking for privacy for the grieving family. But nothing could prepare the Duggars for the wave of public mourning that followed. Across social media, fans poured out their heartbreak, remembering Josie as the tiny fighter who had defied all odds. A community in mourning. The local church, where the Duggars had worshipped for decades, became a sanctuary for grieving hearts. Members organized a candlelight vigil, and hundreds attended, from fans who had watched the show for years to neighbors who had seen Josie grow up in their community. Michelle Duggar stood before the crowd, her voice trembling but filled with faith. "She was our miracle," she said. "And though her time with us was short, we thank God for every single day we had with her." The words brought tears to every eye in the room. Even those who had criticized the Duggar family over the years found themselves heartbroken for the loss of a child who had represented so much hope. Jim Bob, usually the strong, steady figure, struggled to hold back tears as he spoke. "Josie was our light," he said softly. "She reminded us every day that life is precious, that faith is powerful, and that love never ends." The funeral that stopped time. The funeral service was held a week later. It was private, attended only by close family and a few friends, but outside the church, hundreds gathered in silent support. Josie's casket, small and white, was covered in lilies, her favorite flowers. Photos of her life played on a screen, her first steps, her laughter, her hugs with her siblings inside. The Duggar family sang her favorite hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." Their voices trembled, but they sang anyway, a family bound together by love and loss. Jinger, Jill, and Jana shared personal tributes, each remembering Josie's kindness, her humor, her curiosity about the world. "She wanted to be a nurse," Jana said through tears. "She wanted to help babies the way doctors once helped her." When the service ended, the silence outside was deafening. A soft rain began to fall, as if the heavens themselves were mourning. The internet reacts within hours. #RIP Josie Duggar was trending worldwide. Thousands of posts flooded social media. Fan pages, former TLC viewers, and even critics shared messages of grief and compassion. "Josie was a miracle baby who grew up to be a miracle young lady," one user wrote. "She was the heart of that family." Another commented. Even those who had long distanced themselves from the Duggars' controversies paused to pay respect. There was something universally human about losing a child, something that transcended fame, faith, and family differences. The tragedy sparked larger conversations about road safety, teen driving, and how fragile life can be, even for those who once seemed untouchable. Life after loss. In the weeks following the accident, the Duggar home was quieter than ever before. The laughter that once filled the halls was replaced by silence. Michelle spent hours in Josie's room, sitting by her bed, holding her child's favorite stuffed animal. The family leaned heavily on their faith, sharing verses and prayers with their community. "We believe she's with Jesus now," Michelle said in a statement. "She's free, she's whole, and she's waiting for us." But privately, the pain was immense. Jim Bob was seen attending church alone some mornings, visibly aged, his eyes heavy with sorrow. The Duggar siblings tried to support each other, organizing family dinners and prayer circles. Jessa and Ben brought their children over often, hoping the laughter of little ones would bring a bit of light back into the house. Yet even amid faith and family, grief lingers. It comes in waves, during dinner prayers, during birthdays, during quiet moments when they expect to hear Josie's voice down the hall. The investigation police reports later revealed that the other driver, a 21-year-old man, had been speeding and lost control of his truck on a curve. He survived with minor injuries and was taken into custody on suspicion of reckless driving. The news infuriated many fans who demanded justice. A child's life is gone because someone couldn't slow down, one local wrote. However, the Duggar family chose forgiveness over fury. Jim Bob publicly stated, "We trust the justice system, but more importantly, we trust God." Josie would not want us to carry hate in our hearts. It was a difficult stance, but one that reflected the family's deep Christian faith. Remembering Josie's legacy months later, the Duggars announced the creation of the Josie Duggar Foundation for Premature Babies, dedicated to supporting families with children born prematurely. The foundation was both a tribute and a mission, a way to keep Josie's spirit alive. Michelle said Josie's life began in struggle, but it was filled with purpose. We want to help other families find the same hope that once carried us. The initiative received nationwide attention, drawing donations from fans and charities alike. Hospitals began naming small programs after Josie, celebrating her courage. At the same time, fans online began sharing clips from 19 kids and counting, remembering baby Josie's first moments, her smiles, her laughter, freezing in time the miracle that she was. The healing journey. Grief doesn't disappear, it transforms. For the Duggars, healing came slowly. Holidays were the hardest. Christmas without Josie, birthdays with an empty chair. But they kept traditions alive in her honor, baking her favorite cookies, singing her favorite songs, decorating her room with flowers every December. Some siblings turned their pain into purpose. Jill began volunteering at a children's hospital. Jana took up counseling courses to help other families through loss. Even Joanna said, "We can't bring her back, but we can live like she did, with joy and kindness." The Duggar family's YouTube channel posted a short video tribute titled Josie, Our Little Miracle Forever. It showed unseen home footage, her laughing in the kitchen, hugging Michelle, helping with animals, and ended with her smiling at the camera, saying softly, "I love my family." The video received millions of views, with comments from around the world expressing sympathy, faith, and shared grief, reflections on faith and fragility. The tragedy left behind deep questions, not just for the Duggars, but for everyone who followed their story. How can a family so rooted in faith endure such pain? How can parents who already thanked God for a miracle now face losing that same miracle? Michelle, in an interview months later, gave an answer that moved many. When Josie was born, doctors said she might not make it. Every day since then was borrowed time. We didn't lose her early. We were blessed to have her longer than anyone expected. Her words reminded the world that miracles are not always forever, but they are always real, a light that never fades. Today, the Duggar home still holds reminders of Josie everywhere. Her drawings still hang on the refrigerator. Her favorite blanket lies folded at the foot of her bed. Her laughter, though silent now, still echoes in memory. Every December 10th, the family gathers to celebrate her birthday. They light candles, share stories, and thank God for her life. Josie's name has become a symbol of faith and fragility, a reminder to cherish every moment, to drive safely, to hold our loved ones tighter, and to live with purpose. Epilogue. The story lives on the world first met Josie Duggar as a tiny, fragile baby fighting for survival. We watched her grow, laugh, and live a miracle. And though her story ended far too soon, her spirit continues to touch hearts. Her life, from the NICU to the stars, became more than just a television chapter. It became a testament to resilience, faith, and love. A.S. Michelle once said Josie was small, but her impact was enormous. And the quiet corners of the Duggar home, where faith meets memory, her presence is still felt, not in sorrow, but in gratitude, for the miracle that was Josie Brooklyn Duggar. What do you think about this heartbreaking story? Share your thoughts and prayers for the Duggar family in the comments below. And if you believe Josie's legacy deserves to live on, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt updates. Josie Duggar admits that she's struggling to bounce back after giving birth to baby number 6. Now that Josie Duggar is settling in as a mom of 6, she's opening up about the ways that her body has changed postpartum. In a new YouTube vlog the former Counting On star shared on Monday, she revealed that she is struggling to bounce back after giving birth to baby Edward in July, and just like for many new moms, for her that means both losing weight and finding clothes that make her feel comfortable in her postpartum body. Josie shared an update on her life with 6 kids. Edward arrived at the end of July, and since then, it seems like Josie, her husband Ben Seawald, and their 5 older kids have found a way to their new routine, including homeschooling. Edward is a really great, easy baby, and I'm thankful for that, she said. He sleeps really well. Sometimes I get 4 to 5 hour stretches, and sometimes I have to wake him up. Sounds like the adjustment to a family of 8 is going smoothly. When it comes to post-pregnancy weight loss, Josie said she still has a long ways to go. She explained that after gaining 45 pounds during her pregnancy with baby Edward, She's already jumped into using a fitness app to help move her weight loss along. I want to say probably half of that weight's gone just from giving birth and a big baby and the placenta and all the water weight and everything from summer. But I'm like, boy, I still have a long ways to go, she said. She can't help but feel a bit frustrated. That feeling comes up when she realizes she can't wear her postpartum clothes quite yet, though she has done a bit of shopping to find some clothes that do fit her new body, and at the same time, she's trying to give herself a bit of grace. But people will say, give your body time. 9 months in, 9 months out with a baby. Took you 9 months to put on the weight. Expect about 9 months to get back to a place where you're feeling good. I'm trying not to stress about it too much, she said. Plenty of fellow moms offered her comfort. The comments were flooded with messages from moms who have been there, reminding her to be kind to herself during this time. You have 6 amazing children, and you look so good. Being a mom is the most important job in the world, one person reassured her. Another commenter wrote, I was told, it took 9 months to produce a child. It will take more to lose to the weight. Be patient. You look amazing. That 4th trimester can be so tough, but it's also temporary. She's got this. Josie Duggar get lost. Ben Sewell Duggar family drama. It was a sweltering August morning in Springdale, Arkansas, when the Duggar household's peace shattered like thin glass. What began as an ordinary day of routine chores and cheerful chatter spiraled into one of the most explosive confrontations the family had seen in years. The day started innocently enough. Josie Sewell was busy in the kitchen, the scent of cinnamon rolls and strong coffee drifting through the air. She had no idea that by sundown, she would be packing boxes, yelling at her husband, and making a decision that would shake the entire Duggar family tree. The first shock, the trigger for the day's chaos, arrived in the form of a single text message. Jinger Vuolo, Jess's younger sister, had been scrolling on her phone in Los Angeles when she stumbled upon a tabloid headline that made her spit out her iced latte. Ben Sewell's secret ex-wife speaks out. Hidden marriage before Josie revealed. Jinger froze, her heart thudding. She immediately texted the article to Josie with a single line, please tell me this is fake. Back in Arkansas, Josie was wiping sticky cinnamon glaze off her hands when her phone buzzed. She opened the message, saw the headline, and nearly dropped the phone into the sink. What in the world, she muttered, clicking the link. The article claimed that before meeting Josie, Ben had been secretly married for 9 months to a woman named Madeline Carter, a fiery, dark-haired musician from Missouri. They had supposedly met at a Christian youth retreat when Ben was only 19. The marriage, the report said, ended abruptly and quietly after irreconcilable differences. Jess's stomach churned. She had known Ben for years, been married for nearly a decade, had 4 children with him, and never once had he mentioned this woman. The confrontation. By the time Ben came in from his morning jog, Josie was waiting at the kitchen table. The article pulled up on. Ben, she said, her voice deceptively calm, is there anything you want to tell me about a woman named Madeline Carter? Ben froze mid-step, his sweat-soaked shirt clinging to him. What, he stammered. Don't you want me? Josie snapped, shoving the tablet toward him. Explain. Now Ben's face turned pale as he read. Jess, it's not what it looks like. Oh, so you weren't married to this woman? That's not your name in the marriage certificate. Ben rubbed his forehead. It was years before I met you. I was young, stupid. You were married, Ben. And you didn't think your wife deserved to know. The tension in the room thickened, the clock ticking ominously in the background. The Duggar family reacts. Word travels fast in the Duggar family. Within hours, Jess's sisters were calling, texting, and in some cases, driving over to her house to see if she was okay. Michelle Duggar tried to calm everyone down, but Jim Bob, who had always been wary of. I told you, he wasn't transparent, Jim Bob muttered to Michelle in the kitchen of the big Duggar house. First he's dragging Josie into that tiny house, now this. What's next? Jill, who'd been on rocky terms with the family for years, called Josie privately. Jess, you don't have to take this. You've got 4 kids to think about. Don't let him make a fool of you. Meanwhile, in California, Jinger was already messaging her Hollywood contacts, telling them not to feed the gossip machine, at least not yet, the property bombshell. As if the ex-wife revelation wasn't enough, another shock hit Josie that same afternoon. She received an email from her realtor, the one who had been quietly helping her list a small rental property she'd inherited from a distant cousin. The message read, "Good news. The property sold for $1.9 million. Paperwork finalized this morning." Normally, this would have been a joyous moment. But Jess's joy turned to outrage when she saw the fine print the buyer was listed as BC Holdings LLC, which, after some digging, she discovered was connected to Ben himself. She stormed into the living room, where Ben was scrolling on his phone. "You bought my property," she yelled. Ben looked up, startled. "Jess, I was trying to help. You stole it out from under me for some shady business thing? That was my inheritance, Ben. And you didn't even ask me. It's for our future, Jess's voice cracked with fury. "You mean your future? Because right now, you don't have one with me." The get lost. By early evening, the fight had reached a fever pitch. The kids were at Michelle's house, leaving Jessa and Ben alone in the echoing rooms of their home. "You lied about your past, you lied about my property, and you've been making decisions behind my back for years," Jessa said, her voice trembling. "I am done." Ben tried to approach her, but she stepped back, pointing toward the door. "Get lost, Ben. Just get lost." Ben's shoulders sagged. "Jess, no. I mean it. Go stay at your parents' house. Stay at a hotel. I don't care. But you're not sleeping here tonight." He left without another word, the front door slamming shut behind him. Madeline Carter.